baby, let's burn fire. Come on, baby, let's burn fire. Shiny sitting right on fire.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I am the Funeral Digger, the head mobster of Torch Gaming, and the notorious Torch Mob. The topic of today's video is going to be skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM. There's probably no topic that generates the type of emotions in the COD community than skill-based matchmaking. Recently, there has been a plethora of videos discussing this subject, and I figured I'd throw my 2 cents into the discussion as well. Here's some history regarding the genesis of SBMM, and also where it could be heading, and also, is there light at the end of the tunnel? We'll see. I'm gonna give you some insights as this video progresses. So hang with me here, you COD veterans, as I want to explain what skill-based matchmaking is for the folks that are new, so that they have an idea of what this video is about. What skill-based matchmaking is, for those of you that are new, it's an algorithm that more or less matches you up in a game, in lobbies, with people of your equal skill level. The goal of this algorithm is to have everyone at an even 1 KD or kill-death ratio. In theory, this algorithm is in place to protect the poor player or the handicapped from being matched up against a great player in-game, so they're not thrown into lobbies where, they're getting destroyed and they end up quitting the game and not want to play anymore. So at the end of the day, what you're really doing is every skill level player is playing to their skill level. So what they're trying to accomplish is everybody's at their skill level. You're playing yourselves, playing against clones of yourself, and that you're going to have a good experience playing the game. That's not true. That isn't what really ends up happening. And I'm going to point out the fallacy in this theory a little bit later on in this video. So let me give you some background in the history of this skill-based matchmaking. I'll start with my time in Call of Duty. I began playing back in COD 4. My nephew introduced me to the game back in 2007, and in COD 4, and back in those days, and all the way up to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, ironically enough, the same name, but 2019, there were no disbanding lobbies. So that's a whole other topic about disbanding lobbies, which, if you check my previous video, it'll be in the description below. Check it out. I get into all about disbanding lobbies and the effect that had on the community in the game. However, this is about skill-based matchmaking. So they had to disband lobbies to really incorporate this skill-based matchmaking into the game. That began in 2019. So from 2007 to 2019 Modern Warfare, you had skill-based matchmaking was a tertiary part of the experience, a tertiary part of the game. Everybody had options to opt out. You could lobby shop or whatever to find yourself a better experience in the game if you were in a game that was too difficult for you or too sweaty for you to handle. Everybody did this at one point or another. So you pretty much had the same experience in game from 2007 until they released Modern Warfare 2019. That was really a watershed year. So for almost 12 years, basically, 12 years, you had the same experience. You went into a lobby, you could play in that lobby all day if you wanted to. If you didn't like the lobby, you could lobby shop your way out of it. Skill-based matchmaking was always there in the background, but it wasn't the main focus of the experience. It was sort of a tertiary thing in the background, and it was there, but it certainly didn't really come into play or into fashion until 2019, until Modern Warfare 2019. And once that happened, things have never been the same, and they have gone from bad to worse. So Modern Warfare 2019 was the game that introduced disbanding lobbies and a much, much more invasive version of skill-based matchmaking. This was the game that, in my opinion, changed everything. Not only were we strapped down with a terrible game, where they ruined iconic maps with a multitude of doors, but they began a practice of disbanding lobbies along with a much more potent skill-based matchmaking algorithm. And trust me, when you got from Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which was the game before this one, to this game here, it was a real slap in the mouth. Let me tell you, you knew things were different, and they really polished up this algorithm, and it was very much front and center in the game. And what it did was, and how it works to this day is, and it's much better today. They have really honed this in and finished this thing up and turned this thing into its own animal, to be honest with you. But it was so thick in the game in 2019 that every match you were in was really a sweat fest. And how it works is, like, after every 5 or so games, it just keeps reevaluating you. So if you keep getting better, if you improve, all it's going to do, it's going to keep throwing you into more difficult lobbies. As you get better, you're going to be playing against better people because you're playing against a clone of yourself. 2019 was the year where they introduced it. They came right out and said at the introduction of the game, they were going to be protecting the newer players. They wanted the newer players to have a better experience, and they did, at the expense of the veteran players, the people that were the backbone of their player base. And they knew it was unpopular in 2019, and they never spoke of it, and to this day they've never spoke of it. People would ask questions, guys like Drifter and Exclusive Ace. Go check out their videos. They're very good at what they do with the numbers and the breakdowns and the facts regarding all the statistical information within the Call of Duty game. These guys know what they're doing. Anyway, Drifter spent years and was ridiculed. He tried to prove that it was in the game, and finally he did. But to this day, Call of Duty has never acknowledged, Activision has never acknowledged that skill-based matchmaking is a part of their game. With this even being said, it was floated around that the following game, which was Black Ops Cold War, that released in 2020, that they were maybe gonna stop disbanding the lobbies and tone down the SBMM, the skill-based matchmaking, or maybe even do away with it. But as we all know, that never came to pass. And with each coming game, this skill-based matchmaking algorithm has become more and more polished, more and more accurate, to the point now where it's really the centerpiece of the game to me. So here we are today. We're playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 with a skill-based matchmaking algorithm that is so polished and thick in the game that pretty much every game is a sweat fest. Hell, my controller here is soaking wet. I'm going to go to the multicam and show you. My controller here is so soaking wet. As you can see in my hand, you can see I have a golf towel here. I got to wipe my controller down after every match. I'm afraid I'm going to electrocute myself because I'm going to be sweating into my controller and I'm going to get jolted. Every match it's ridiculous. I'm thinking about hiring a home nurse to come in, give me IVs, so I don't dehydrate myself into a coma or die after a half a day of playing Call of Duty or whatever. Anyway, that's how bad it is. Every game, it's ridiculous. So anyway, here we are. It's 2023. We still have disbanding lobbies, which is crippling the Call of Duty community. Once again, not to shamelessly plug my videos, but I did a video on this subject. It was my previous video. It'll be linked below in the description. Please click on it and go check that out. This will give you a little bit more background on this topic here and what it's doing to the game. But anyway, here we are. It's 2022, and every game is a sweat fest. And these lobbies, the skill-based matchmaking is the strongest it's ever been. It's the most invasive. Their algorithm right now, they just keep improving this algorithm. And right now, it's by far the strongest of any algorithm in COD history. So we're all asking ourselves, everybody in the COD community, what do we have to look forward to in 2023 with Modern Warfare 3 releasing here in about 2 weeks? I've seen some videos and reports from polar opposite sides of the spectrum. Some of these fellas are reporting there's going to be no more disbanding lobbies in MW3, and skill-based matchmaking is going to be scaled back considerably. Excuse me. Others are reporting that lobbies will be disbanding for this game, and that skill-based matchmaking is going to be the most stringent in COD history. I have no idea who is telling the truth, who's accurate, or who's bullshitting us. And the truth is, all of these folks that are saying all these things are pretty reliable people who have accurate track records. My personal opinion, I have a strong opinion, that if they don't stop with this disbanding lobbies that significantly scale back to skill-based matchmaking in MW3, the game will not be a success. The bottom line is, right now, every match you're playing against yourself. You're going against clones of yourself. And frankly, you ain't playing the game is playing you. I think the game is manipulating the players. I even think halfway it's manipulating the outcomes. Half the time I think the gunfights you're in are rigged. Many times I'm in gunfights. I have it all on tape from my Twitch channel. By the way, come check me out. Funeral Digger at Twitch. I'm on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights from 7 to 11. And come check me out. I have the tape. You can watch the tape. You can watch the what goes on. Many times my gun just stops firing. I got plenty of ammunition. It just stops firing in the middle of a gunfight. Or bullets go through players. Sometimes the gun just seems to push off target. So I don't hit the guy. You have to ask yourself, what's going on here? Are they really manipulating this to such a way that maybe they know when you've had enough, and then they throw you into an easy lobby? We've all had these experiences. You're about ready to quit the game, and they all of a sudden now you get into a lobby where you go 58-4. We've all had this before, to try and keep you playing. I don't know the answers to this. Nobody says anything. There's really no proof of anything. But you have to ask yourself, and all you folks have been in lobbies like this and understand. My solution is a simple one, very simple. Go back to the formula that made this franchise great. Stop disbanding the lobbies. Lighten up, or altogether do away with the skill-based matchmaking. It's really not necessary. Trust me, the average or below average player will leave the lobbies if they're too difficult, and they'll lobby shop as they did in years gone by. That system worked perfectly fine, and the player count numbers were never higher. Skill-based matchmaking isn't accomplishing what it was designed to do. It's an easy system to game or beat at all. Really, all you need to do is reverse boost, and you can get into easy lobbies, or the lobbies populated with handicapped players. There are famous streamers, these scumbags, we all know who they are, that have done this to get nukes with pistols on shipment and post videos and croon about how terrific they are with their mouths hanging wide open in their thumbnails, like you get it. I don't even want to go there, but anyway. then find out and discover, oh yeah, they reverse boosted so badly they were in a lobby of handicapped folks. Exclusive Ace did a video on this as well, in the right way and the proper way to explain sort of what's going on and the deal. But that's a topic for another video, and which I will be doing here in the near future. Now, mind you, I'm all for giving the truly handicapped and disabled the option to opt in to lobbies designed for them and to protect them so they can enjoy Call of Duty. It's easy to do. It's the right thing to do. You know, Xbox, Microsoft, again, you have parental controls on your Xboxes. Just do this for Call of Duty. I'm handicapped, I'm disabled, or I'm very, very poor at the game or whatever, and opt into these easy lobbies and protect these folks so they can have an enjoyable experience. And it's really the right thing to do. And everybody, I can't imagine anybody that would not be supportive of this or against this. And if one of these scumbags manages or lies their way into one of these lobbies to drop a nuke, for their video purposes, very simple. Ban them permanently. And stop inviting these people out to your events, for God's sake. They're not helping you. But anyway, that's for another video. But ban them. And believe me, this will work. It's really as simple as that. You can easily do this and accomplish this and still keep the integrity of the game intact. It worked perfectly in 2007. It will work perfectly today. There will also be some other benefits as well, which I'll address in future videos. If they do away with this, I will get into that in future videos. I have many videos to come. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is my take on the skill-based matchmaking, what Microsoft could do to just undo this horrible thing that Activision introduced into this game back in 2019. Get rid of it. It's not doing you any good. Bring the game back to its pristine state in 2007, 8, 9, the halcyon golden era. And I think Call of Duty and this franchise and everybody will be better off for it. And I think they'll sell more copies of the game as well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up my video today on skill-based matchmaking. I want to thank all of you for watching and ask you please subscribe, hit the notification bell, the like button, and leave a message, as I always love to hear from you, and I promise to reply to everybody that takes a moment to drop me a message. And I'd also like to see your input as future videos, topics you would like me to discuss in future videos. I'll be happy to make videos that you're interested in. That's the whole thing behind this. Anyway, I'm the funeral director. I'm the leader of Torch Gaming and the infamous Torch Mob. As always, the Torch Mob always makes them eat the crap.